that's the opposite way, but thank you. Okay.
Up.
All right.
Go up.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Not a Podcast. We're here with our beautiful fam and our two guests as well. That is our fam, not only guests but fam. Talon and JCup from the Kitty Marching Band. I'm sure you know who they are. If not, then you must check them out. We'll talk about the deets in just a bit. And we just wanted to come here together and chill and just talk about Kitty Band stuff and kind of about you guys. I still haven't really talked much with you, Talon, so I'm just kind of interested in that. And we're gonna take down the music now real quick. And just kind of introduce yourselves and talk a little bit about what you guys do.
So I'm JCup. I'm an alcoholic. I've been a day sober. No, I'm just joking.
Hi, JCup.
All right. Well, not much about me. I saw the Kitty Band on the first of the year, and I loved it. And I watched the video. The video is actually really old. It's about like a 3-year-old video. I actually saw it around that time when it came out. So I was like, oh, hey, I saw some cats in the pub. And I was like, dude, where did you guys get those avatars? And I was like, I want to be the spaghetti cat. So I went there. Of course, the spaghetti cat didn't exist at the time. And then I just started going around marching and stuff. That's my story. You ready?
Yeah. Okay. So, what's up? I'm Talon. So, I'll give a similar story of how I came across the Kitten Band. So the kitten avatars were originally in this really small world, and there was probably six or seven of them. There was hardly any. It was just uploaded that day by Juicy, Jucci. So he uploads these avatars, and he didn't really know what to think, what was going to happen of it. And similarly, I saw some cats, and I was like, where the heck did you get that avatar? And they told us. So we go there, and we're like, oh, well, let's march around. Well, we started marching around, and eventually I met JCup. And me and JCup had two groups that we started. His was about 50 members, and mine was about the same. And we were like, well, we need to combine forces here. And then the next day, I saw Juicy in the world, and I talked to Juicy on Discord. And then before you know it, we were running this whole official group out of nowhere.
Oh, cool. So you guys talked to Juicy, and they're like, "Hey, we both of us have a Discord, and we're putting it together, and we kind of want to work with you and get this thing moving along." That's awesome. It's
Right.
I remember.
Collab.
Yeah, I remember when JCup told me
it was,
he was starting to do it, and I'm like, I had met JCup the day before you guys started working on Kitty Band stuff, and I'm like, what's up? And he's like, dude, I'm just here, this is me now, and I'm like, what? That was funny.
Yeah, a lot of, and I don't know how many of Jacob's friends had this, but I know a lot of my friends were so mad that I was doing the Kitten Band thing because I ceased hanging out with anybody because it was such a full-time thing for such a long time while we started it up.
Yeah, we were hitting the ground running. That's when we got our strongest numbers, dude. We were just growing so exponentially. Within a week's time, we almost caught up to a lot of the bigger ones. Within a week's time, it was just, I don't know what was going on. It was getting crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how big you guys grew. It's kind of like Lowly Army was growing a ton at the time, and then you guys were kind of starting out and catching fire as well, which is pretty darn cool. Oh, and okay, another thing I wanted to talk about was kind of now that we know kind of the intro to what Kitty Band, how it started. What is what do you guys want to do with Kitty Band? What do you hope to achieve? What does Kitty Band stand for?
I think that's a little subjective to both of us. I think we both have slightly different visions, but
I'll give my mission statement, which has always been from the beginning. It's just bring people together, kind of bring a little more harmony amongst the community, especially because at the time, during December and stuff, it got really hectic in here. I've been playing the game since November. I can't speak for anyone else, but I remember when I first came in here, and literally there was only 6 avatar places. The Knuckles that when I first time I saw Knuckles, dude, the worst they ever did was play Suicide is Painless, and that's actually from the original meme that the creator made the Knuckles, from the 2D animation he made, and that was the worst I've ever seen them do. And then it just evolved into this whole craziness over within a month span. It just it was nothing, and then the YouTubers, Twitch, and it just exploded, dude. Everyone was going around, oh, brother, spitting on people, whatever. You name it. We all know.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it was just kind of a perfect storm, you know, because like that was existing, and the cats came around and were like, holy shit, kind of different a vibe. And then even before I met Talon, and I told him, he was like, the first thing I said is like, don't cause grief, you know, because it's like that's enough people in the community have it, you know, like because like a lot of the guys that were doing this, you know, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but you only have like one person pumping out the music, and the rest are kind of just chilling out and hanging out and having fun. And they don't like to talk or harass anybody or say anything, you know, because it's the same reason. If I was just like we were chilling right here and somebody came in and started blasting music, you know, I wouldn't be happy with them. But at least it's only one person as opposed to like a whole group or a whole group of people like talking over each other, you know.
Yeah, and the whole thing is that you're in and out, and you just go in, you do your thing, and then you peace out, which is another cool thing about the Kitten Band.
Exactly, like we don't stick around. So I think that's a lot. I think that really kind of spoke positively to the community as well. But yeah, like our main rule, if you actually go to the world right now, one of our rules is like to be polite, you know, be kind. Like that's like all it's about. To me, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, same here. I mean, literally the same thing. Peace, love, and positivity. That's our mission. That's what we want to spread. But I take it probably a little bit of a step further because, you know, my goal is I don't want this to stop here, right? I don't want us to stop at 3,200 members, which is what we have right now. Like, I want this to keep growing. I want this to grow into such a large group that has such a large influence on the culture of VR chat and kind of the online community in general, and actually have a place where people can come in and feel like they're at home with, you know, like a family, right? I mean, that's essentially what we are. We're here for each other. We're not. We still joke around. Like a lot of people, they're like, "Oh, that sounds stupid because then that means you have to be nice to each other all the time." No, we give each other a hard time. We still joke around. I joke around with JCup all the time, but you know, we're not sitting there being blatantly mean or racist or anything else like you see in a lot of other groups in the online community.
Yeah, definitely. So now, like talking about that, like you want to grow like Kitty Band and even, you know, bigger than what it is and what you can probably imagine. But like what are your plans to like make that happen? Like what are you doing right now? I know you did like you're doing a giveaway, you're live streaming, and like what are your kind of plans to get that growing?
Well,
yeah. So.
Oh, go ahead.
So it started off right where it was like we're just marching and that's it. But pretty quickly on, all of a sudden we had a chain of command. We had officers, we had NCOs, we had a media team, we have a tech team. We have, I mean, anything that we need done at this point, no matter what it is, whether it's programming, whether it's something photoshopped, whether it's video made or editing, anything that needs to be made, 3D models, we have people that can do that. And so we started to kind of give people these resources for them to do that, right? So we changed March Leader and we called them event leaders, right? So they can now hold events in the game. And we pretty much started turning it into a bigger community than just cats marching. We turned it into something that is actually like people can hang out and build friendships and really just have fun together rather than just marching and that's it.
Yeah, I've seen that. Like, there's a ton of like events because I'm in the Discord as well, and then I like every once in a while I see like the announcements of events and different things going on. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, actually, there's people that are actually leading those initiatives and are like pumped to do it, which is pretty nice. What are you gonna say, JCup?
Oh yeah, kind of like what we did in the last one. So Talon stream, like we gave away actually a customized kit, which is really cool, you know, because that's only for that person. No one else is gonna get it.
Yeah, because you guys are
like
pretty like the kitten's not out there, like the 3D model, right?
No, not at all. And there's a point to that, you know. We wanted to still keep it kind of like innocent, keep it not like, oh, look at this freaking monstrous like cat going around going crazy.
Definitely.
Like that, you know.
Now,
like me and Talon. Go ahead.
No, you can continue. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. But we're always taking feedback from our community and stuff too. You know, like we just got the B cat. We just got for one of our. I guess we have an ongoing meme inside of our server about one of our assistant director, Bimby. So everyone loves him apparently, and he's a good moderator in the Discord. And so I guess they needed it. They wanted it. We gave it to them. And then just a bunch of other cats are coming in down the pipeline as well. You know, like we can't speak too much about some of those things, but I'm really excited about it because like even though we start off on just the marching thing, because it's definitely the song of kind of where they originate from. They actually have an anime as well and a book, I believe, a comic book on it as well. So it's definitely gonna probably hopefully branch out a little bit more to like, oh hey, there's a freaking like samurai cat, or there's a freaking pizza cat, or just like whatever, you know, like everything for everyone's taste, not just marketing.
Yep, that's awesome. Now, you know how many other groups kind of like go through this, where you're kind of like an open group, so it's like people just can flood in, and there's no really like process to filter out people at all. So kind of like I wanted to kind of touch on that, like how's your experience been with like negativity coming into the group and like that kind of vibe coming in, how you guys control that, and how's it been for you all?
You know, honestly, it's weird. I mean, we have, like, our world is public. Our Discord is all over the internet. Like, it's on YouTube videos and everything. And we have lots of people that join. We really haven't dealt with it. Our ban list, out of our 3,200 members, there's maybe 10 people, if that.
Probably. Yeah, I think last I checked. Really
because, I mean, and I feel like some people join and I'm like, ooh, they might be a troll. But for some reason, they don't do it. There's just really not that much toxicity. And if there is even a small issue, our people are so passionate about, like, the Kitten Band server and the Kitten Band ideas and stuff like that, that our mods are on it instantly. I mean, there's not a time of the day that there is not people online that are moderating the server, right? Yeah. So we have people from all different time zones, all different cultures and everything else. And so people are always on, and people are always there to take care of the issues. So I think between that and just between a really draw of good luck of getting the right team of people together, we haven't dealt with a lot of trolls or anything like that. I think people respond well because of our message, right? I mean, why would you go troll a group that wants to spread peace, love, and positivity unless you're just like a complete asshole?
Well, yeah. Well, there are a ton of people like that, but I guess it's kind of like the same thing. It's the Kitten Band, so it's kind of like a really cute idea, innocence kind of ish. So it's I get it. Were you gonna say something, JCup?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Cool. Summed it up.
Yeah. Awesome. So, let's see. What time is it? Shoot. Oh, we're like blazing through this. Anyways. So that's pretty, I don't know if you guys want to talk anything else about Kitty Band stuff, anything else you want to explain out there, something that might be going on between you guys, between like the group itself that you kind of want to let people know about. Like any issues or any whatever.
Like currently, right now, we're only having the one ally. Like we only have the Lolly Army. We've had some people reach out to us, you know, but I mean, we're kind of really.
How's your experience with like your kind of like interaction with Lolly Army and like Lolly King and stuff? It's like, what does
Dude, I love them.
Yeah,
they're actually really cool people. Like I've hung out with a bunch of them, and I've become really good friends with.
You guys done any like? Yeah. Have you guys planned any like cross events with the Lolly Army and stuff like that? Being.
No, I feel like. I've definitely thought about it. I think that we've really only recently really been able to settle down a little bit, right? Yeah. As far as Kitten Band goes, because we finally got our chain of command operating a little bit more. So it isn't always me and JCup having to be there all the time for things to function correctly. Yeah. And because that's definitely how it was at first, obviously, before you promote people and such. But I think that would be definitely a cool idea. I mean, but as far as like the people go, I mean, Lolly King's really nice. He's really cool. He's always friendly. Dapper Dan is really helpful, and Angel Memes is a good friend of mine now for sure.
Angel.
Definitely.
It's not on right now.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. We kind of hang out with him a lot, anyways. But I wouldn't be surprised if people are already doing that, because like I said, we are our allies and everything. We have them on our Discord and representing us there, and even same thing with them on theirs. You know, they all their allies they actually have like the Discord invitation inside.
So what is like being an ally? What does that even like? What does it entail besides being friendly with those people? You guys
it's essentially if like anyone ever, it's kind of like just like friends having each other's backs essentially too. You know,
yeah,
so
true.
It's like if people came in and started being like assholes for no particular reason, it was like a big old group. Yeah, like let's be honest. Let's just say like if the Knuckles decided like, hey, one day we're gonna fuck with these guys like hardcore, like we would have their back.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
You guys looking into
I mean,
allying with anyone
that's
else?
well, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.